But it angers us to think of you drink.
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I'm starting to think the Flintstones had some major historical inaccuracies. Couldn't get anyone to join you, huh? Yeah, I know how you feel. And our wrong answer of the game is sponsored by
JFN, the Junk Food Network, finally combining unhealthy food and television.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. All right, let's get this party started.
Get ready, time for question 1.
Right off the top, what a bunch of monarchy. If England put a true blue blood on the throne, what might you hear at the coronation? All hail King Koala, all hail Queen Octopus, all hail Queen Penguin, or all hail King Lobster? Ready for this? Lobsters have blood rich in copper, which makes it appear blue, so there would be a lobster sitting on the throne of England. And most monarchs are so inbred, introducing lobster DNA can only help.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
It's time for Throwing Voices Around the World. And now for a visit from everybody's favorite dummy, Billy O'Brien. Billy O'Brien, everybody! Billy, get out here!
I'm sleeping in here!
Get out here or I'm canceling your subscription to Modern Bride magazine.
Let's get this over with, Dunny.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
You look a little stressed out, Billy.
Yeah, I could use a vacation.
Do you have a place in mind?
I don't know. I want to see the great landmarks. Maybe the Tyranids or Machu Picchu. Speaking of which, in what country is Machu Picchu? Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, or Peru? Machu Picchu is in South America in the country of Peru. It'll be a great vacation, but I'm not looking forward to that long flight.
Would you take a window or an aisle seat?
Neither. I'll go in the overhead compartment.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
This one's known as Once You Pop Art, You Can't Stop Art. And it's time to bid hello to a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's an auction house that deals fine art or a brand of potato chip. If it's an auction house, press the square button. If it's a potato chip, press the circle button. Cool, let's do it. Vintners, Sotheby's, Miss Vicky, Hers, Christie's, Freeman's, Zaps! And the starting bid for this monstrosity is a nickel. We actually did a silent auction for charity here in the office to see who would write the outro for this question. The winner was Ben Jacobs, one of our engineers. And he wrote, Chips, chips, hooray. And he misspelled hooray. Not super funny, Ben, but hey, it was all for charity. Here's a good one. Paint by the ones and twos. What famous painting could have inspired the name of the band Cypress Hill? Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory, Grant Wood's American Gothic, Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, or George Seurat's A Sunday on La Grande Jatte? What were you thinking there? Want to see the right answer? In Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, a large cypress tree is depicted prominently in the foreground, and some hills all around it, so it could have been the inspiration for the band name Cypress Hill. If Van Gogh were alive today, though, I don't think he'd be a big fan of Cypress Hill. Yeah, he wouldn't have an ear for their music. Let's try. Personal ads are so 1847. Which personal ad would be best for a Jane Eyre type seeking a Mr. Rochester type? SWF seeking SWM, SWF seeking MWM, SWF seeking SBM, or SWF seeking JFN? Next time, try this. In Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, Jane is a young single white female, and Mr. Rochester is revealed to be a MWM, a married white male. But in Mr. Rochester's defense, he was a MWM BHWHGTCALLAFAIHA, which of course stands for married white male, because his wife had gone totally crazy and lived like a feral animal in his attic. Or as you might say on Facebook, it's complicated. As far as I know, JFN doesn't stand for anything in personal ads. Jewish from Norway? No. But JFN does make fine products like this donut juicer from the Junk Food Network. Why chew a donut when you can drink one and burn far fewer calories? This wrong answer of the game has netted you an extra 4,000. Congratulations. Round 1 is complete, and you should be very proud of that score, because I'm not. Keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. Okay, let's see what's next. Next up, you da bomb. But really, who's da bomb? The guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland, the lady who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, the guy who wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or the guy who wrote The Wonderful Wizard of Oz? You're CS clueless. Watch how easy this is. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz was written by L. Frank Baum, B-A-U-M. Big deal. Had he been alive in the early 1900s, James Franco would have written it, produced it, directed it, anything you've got. James Franco can't be stopped.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Take a good look at... Hey, who invited the Crypt Kicker 5? If there were an Evite to attend the Monster Mash, then who, according to the song, must have RSVP'd with not attending? Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Dracula, or Dracula's son? Oh, honestly. In Bobby Pickett's classic song, the Wolfman, Dracula, and Dracula's son were in attendance at the Monster Mash, but Frankenstein was never mentioned. You can't really blame him for not inviting him. It's always the same thing. He gets drunk, hits on all of Dracula's brides, and then tries to bring the karaoke machine to life.
Follow me down to the sea.
Up next, Almost Dead Poet Society. Sorry, I figured it was far enough into the game for me to start drinking. If there were a retirement home inspired by Dylan Thomas's famous poem about his dying father, which activity would be on its daily schedule? Like this? Like this? Like this? Or like this? Yeah, that's a harp on the label. Also, little known fact, a Guinness bottle is itself a musical instrument. So is a bunch of Guinness cans. Coming up, I need my outer space.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
Extra cash for a correct answer on this one. Put these planets in order from closest to Earth to farthest from Earth. On average, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Jupiter. Correct answer, show yourself. Although sometimes Mars is closer to Earth than Venus, the majority of the time Venus is closest to Earth, followed by Mars and then Jupiter. So, women are from Venus, so they had the quickest trip to Earth, and men are from Mars, so they had to travel a little bit farther. And, whatever gender came from Jupiter is probably still on its way here. Can't wait to find out what their genitals look like. Here's one I like to call Selfie's Choice. Ever since I got a smartphone, all I've been doing is taking pictures of myself looking cute. You know, taking a selfie. Oh, that's a good one. Suppose I can't stop looking at this selfie photo. If I have the same fate as Narcissus, what will happen to me? I'll become hideous, I'll get even sexier, I'll gain superpowers, or I'll die. Ugh, I can't even look at this answer. Here's what you meant to pick. According to the myth, Narcissus was so transfixed with his own image in the water that he couldn't leave it and he died. Or possibly killed himself. Either way, he died there. Which sounds really morbid, but he was able to capture his final moments with a tasteful Instagram filter. Brace yourself for the... Ah, I see you don't need me for anything. It's all yours. Motherland Rock. What country does your band hail from? Good luck. That's all she wrote! Okay, it took a lot of doing, but I got my favorite band from the entire continent of Antarctica here. Welcome, gents.
We keep telling you we're not musicians. We're scientists from a research base.
Yes, please release us.
Wow, no instruments, no distinguishable time signatures. You guys are truly experimental. I love it. Okay, now why don't you take us out with another song?
Help! Help! Help us, help us, somebody please! Please help us!
I miss my children.
Classic.
We just wanted to do work.
You don't know Jack!
Don't Say Pajamas is the new game show that's taken the world by storm. Hosted by none other than Terry St. Pancakes. The only rule of this game is not to say the word pajamas.
Mr. Edgar Loudshoes, come on down.
I can't believe I went Don't Say Pajamas! What was that?
You said pajamas. Now please sit down.
Uh-oh. Remember, don't say pajamas.
What do you call clothes that you sleep in?
Ooh, pajamas? Nuts!
Don't say pajamas.
A word that rhymes with bojamas.
Well, it's not pajamas. Poop.
Literally all you have to do to win is not say pajamas.
Remember, in the final round, you are still not allowed to say pajamas.
Then I'm gonna go with my gut and say pajamas. Fudge Pug!
Catch all the action here on
Don't Say Pajamas!
You all have to leave.
Ice cold beer.
Hi, this is Cookie Masterson, and I once played the role of Kristen Stewart on the cover of Us Weekly. Oh good, you're all alone. I was just about to do some laundry. This will be much more fun. And today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Optometrix Novelty Eyewear. Our products rarely cause blindness anymore.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. Okay, let's not waste any more time.
Get ready, time for question 1.
First on the docket, Jodie Foster, The People. I hate it when I like a movie and people are always saying, oh, the book was better, the book was better. Shut up, people. If I wanted to know how good the book was, I would have learned how to read good. Which of these Jodie Foster movies was not based on a book that was better, or any book at all? The Silence of the Lambs, Contact, Maverick, or The Hotel New Hampshire? Watch how easy this is. Silence of the Lambs, Contact, and The Hotel New Hampshire were all based on big best-selling books, but Maverick was just based on the old James Garner TV show. And yeah, the TV show was better. But at least it wasn't a book. I think you might need some contacts to see the right answer. Which is why you've won these googly-eyed contact lenses from Optometrix Novelty Eyewear. Warning, if you put them in backwards, you will rip your eyes out. This wrong answer of the game got you $4,000. Nice job. May I introduce Settlers of Chris Kattan. I love Chris Kattan. Oh, just got a push notification from my fortune cookie app. It appears that I should eat one right now.
Cookie fortune, flat, cookie fortune, cookie master.
Well, let's see. Follow your nose. Not bad advice, but which ancient sculpture would find this fortune useless? The Venus de Milo, the Thinker, Michelangelo's David. The Sphinx is missing its nose, so it would have nothing to follow. If the Sphinx really followed its nose, it would probably find it in a museum on some super advanced alien planet. The signs are everywhere, people. Aliens are real, and they're going to take all our noses.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Try this on for size. And you thought Hal was shallow, and stick your nose firmly in the air for a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 items, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a quote from Gwyneth Paltrow or a quote from Mother Teresa. If it's a Gwyneth Paltrow quote, press the square button. If it's a Mother Teresa quote, press the circle button. Ready? Let's go. I'd rather smoke crack than eat cheese from a tin. I would rather die than let my kid eat cup of soup. When you don't have anything, then you have everything. I can't pretend to be somebody who makes $25,000. I love anything that comes in a hot dog bun, except hot dog. Words which do not give the light of Christ. When I pass a flowering zucchini plant, my heart skips a beat. Holy mother, that was good. I know sometimes celebrities can seem a little out of touch, but that's only because we're so much richer, better looking, and well educated than the rest of you knuckle-dragging Neanderthals. That's all it is. Don't take it so personally. Coming up next, ye madmen of old. What would you most likely see on Mad Men if it took place during the 1860s? Roger's wedding ruined by Lincoln's assassination, Pete losing an account during the French Revolution, Joan's husband going off... No, but that's so Pete. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in 1865. The rest of these events are not even close. I would watch 1860s Mad Men just for the wardrobe. I mean, those wool uniforms, that long underwear. Ah, those bonnets. Now, that was a time when people cared about fashion. Open wide for the squeaky turkey gets the grease. Ever had deep-fried turkey? It's kind of like a deep-fried Twinkie, except with turkey instead of Twinkie. Say you're hungry for a greasy turkey. Where's a real place that you could eat one? The Hungry Grease and Turkey Border Points, the Hungry and Turkey Border, the Hungry and Grease Border, or the Grease and Turkey Border. Only Greece and Turkey have a shared border, so you could eat your greasy turkey on the edge of Greece and Turkey. And I find the best way to travel to Turkey is by gravy boat. That's round one, and you've got a decent score there. Don't screw it up. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round two. Let's get back to the action. Say hello to the cow drove and the swine flew. Yeah, it's Bring Your Pet to Work Day, and one of the interns brought in an adorable pot-bellied pig. Say hello, Sir Oinkington. He just loves the little sailor outfit I bought for him. And get this, it's so adorable. He loves it when I play this little piggy and count his toes. Too cute. When I count the piggies on Sir Oinkington's pig feet, how far into this little piggy do I get? This little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed home, this little piggy had roast beef, or this little piggy had none. What do you think about this answer, Sir Oinkington? He just called you stupid. This would have worked. Pigs are even-toed ungulates like deer and cattle who have 4 toes on their feet. 2 functional, 2 non-functional. So with 4 toes, you would make it to the 4th verse, this little piggy had none. I just hope my cat's Poopsie and Mayonnaise don't get jealous of all the attention this little pig is getting. Oh, this is both terrifying and adorable.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
How about bros before O's?
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right.
Get this one right for an extra $1,000,000. Arrange these things in order from when they were born, from oldest to most recent. Oreos, SpaghettiOs, Jackie Kennedy, Onassis. SpaghettiOs, Oreos, Jackie-O, Jackie-O, Oreos, SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs, Jackie-O, Oreos, or Oreos, Jackie-O, SpaghettiOs. Oreos were introduced in 1912, Jackie-O was born in 1929, and SpaghettiOs were invented in 1965. You just picked up an extra $1,000 for that. I love Oreos and SpaghettiOs because I refuse to eat any food that resembles something you can find in nature.
Follow me down to the sea.
Here's one for you. Middle Earth, down under, top to bottom. You know how Peter Jackson shoots all his incredibly long Lord of the Rings movies in New Zealand? Well, see if you can wrap your crossbow around this. Given how New Zealanders refer to Australia, which fantasy adaptation would be most logical for Peter Jackson to shoot there? Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Bridge to Terabithia, The Wizard of Oz, or The Wind in the Willows? My New Zealand friend tells me... G'day! Yeah, that's him right there. He tells me that down in New Zealand, they refer to Australia as Oz. Get it? Short for Australia. Makes sense to me. Just give Gimli some green stockings and voila! Munchkins! May I introduce... June Cleaver is living a lie. Suppose fictional housewives from literature started appearing in episodes of Bravo's Real Housewives series. Considering where they live, which pairing would make the most sense? Emma Bovary on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Anna Karenina on The Real Housewives of Orange County, Connie Chatterley on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, or Daisy Buchanan on The Real Housewives of New York. Let me show you something. Daisy Buchanan from The Great Gatsby lives in Long Island, New York. And she's also plenty rich, so she'd fit in great with the Real Housewives there. And since The Great Gatsby takes place during the 1920s, by now Daisy would be nearly as old as the other housewives. Oh, I'm kidding. With all their plastic surgery, they all look like very youthful aliens. And now, all my exes seceded with Texas. Say Texas finally becomes its own independent country and constructs a fence around its entire border. Considering the states it's touching, what justification would you probably not hear? It'll keep out those dang Louisianans. It'll keep out those freeloading Oklahomans. It'll keep out those gold-earned New Mexicans. Or it'll keep out those shifty Kansans. Let this be a lesson to you. Want to see the right answer? Louisiana, Oklahoma, and New Mexico all border Texas, but Kansas and its Kansans do not. Texans have a rich history. I mean, remember The Alamo? Starring Dennis Quaid and Billy Bob Thornton? Now that was a movie. Step right up to the Jack Attack. Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. Catching some Z's. Who's the sleepyhead? Good luck. I'm actually pretty tired. I think I'm gonna go take a quick cat nap. Oopsie! Mayonnaise, get over here! I need to use you as pillows again! Stop fidgeting, Poopsie. You're only making this harder on yourself.
You don't know Jack!
Don't you hate going to the movies by yourself? I mean, I do. We have so much in common. I mean, maybe you and I should sometime. I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever. I guess there aren't any good movies showing right now anyway, so never mind. Forget I said anything. That was stupid.
This message paid for by people who think you and Tina should go out on a date sometime just to see how it goes.
That's so embarrassing. I did not put them up to that.
Also paid for by Tina.
Hi, I'm Cookie, and I've got 99 problems, and irritable bowel syndrome is one. No friends, huh? Would you just get out of prison? And today's wrong answer of the game is being brought to you by
the CIA Outlet Store. It's a covert shop-operation.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. All right, let's make history.
Get ready, time for question 1.
Okay, to get things started, Toad the Wet Dream Sprocket. What dirty magazine would you most likely see an extremely horny Toad reading? Barely Legal Lizards, Toad Escorts, Play Frog, or Snake Hustler? A horny toad, sometimes called a horned toad or a horned frog, isn't actually a toad or frog at all. It's a lizard, so it would probably be into lizard porn. But honestly, who hasn't at least glanced at some lizard porn? You know, just out of curiosity at first to see what all the fuss is about. But then after a while, you sort of start to see the appeal. Maybe even check out a lizard strip club once or twice. It's nothing to be ashamed of, just a natural part of growing up. Let's try cornering the market on family fun. Suppose Hasbro comes out with an alternate version of the game Monopoly called Oligopoly. How many winners should there be per game? No winners, only one winner, more than one winner, but not too many, or hundreds of thousands of winners? Interesting choice. It was begging to be picked. An oligopoly is when a small amount of producers, at least two, control a particular market. So there should be at least two winners at the end of the game. And you know who the loser would be? The consumer. And this has been Cookie Masterson with your unnecessary political comment of the day.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Try this on for size. A Mr. T rash. Trash time.
Looking through your trash bag, what's it say about you? Funky trash.
Okay, so we have some celebrity trash in here for me to go through. What do we got? Lots of ripped up pictures in here. We got half of a picture of Sean Combs, so you can't see who he's standing next to. Half of a picture of Ben Affleck, so you can't see who he's standing next to. And half of a picture of Mark Anthony, so you can't see who he's standing next to. Weird. Whose trash is this? Jennifer Aniston's, Jennifer Lopez's, Jennifer Lawrence's, or Jennifer Love Hewitt's? Oh yeah, I remember her. No. One right answer coming up. If we could find the other halves of these pictures, it's a good bet Lopez would be in them because Lopez has dated all three of these dudes in the past. This is her trash. There's also half a picture of John Travolta and half a picture of Nicolas Cage. I didn't know J-Lo dated them. Oh, this is an old VHS of the movie Face Off. I didn't know J-Lo liked Face Off. Up next, the eviction of John Arbuckle. Which of these comic strip characters would be able to rent an apartment with a no pets allowed policy? Dilbert, Charlie Brown, Little Orphan Annie, or Calvin? This guess makes about as much sense as an actual Dilbert comic. It's so obvious. Charlie Brown, Dilbert, and Little Orphan Annie all have pet dogs. The closest thing Calvin has to a pet is his stuffed tiger, Hobbs. And listen to me, all you potentially angry letter writers, a stuffed animal is not a pet. But if I were a landlord, I wouldn't let Calvin be a tenant. If I've learned anything from the back of pickup trucks, it's that Calvin pees on things. With attitude. Next up, it's all staged, and this dis or dat is crying in the jacuzzi room. I'm gonna read off 7 titles, and for each one you tell me if it's the name of a work by musical playwright Stephen Sondheim or a reality competition show. If it's Stephen Sondheim, press the square button. If it's a reality show, Press the circle button. Alrighty then, here it comes. So you think you can... Do I hear a wall? Anyone can whistle. Murder in Small Town X. Getting away with murder. Assassins. Dog eat dog. I had a great time, but I do not have a rose for you. Musicals are a lot like reality television. When I'm watching them, I totally buy it, but then later I'm like, hey, there's no way in real life the Kardashians would just randomly break into song like that. Round 1 is in the books, and your score is pretty much just fairly okay. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. And lest you forget, big cash prizes can be yours if you find the wrong answer of the game. Let's see what's in store. This one's known as Getting Genie With It. Based on his name, who would be most likely to rap about DNA molecules? Wiz Khalifa, T.I., Jay-Z, or 2 Chainz? A DNA molecule is made of 2 polynucleotide chains known as the double helix. 2 Chainz songs have a lot in common with the field of genetics. I have no idea what any of the words mean.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Coming up, I can't stop screaming! So, I've got a print of the Edvard Munch painting The Scream, one of the most recognizable paintings in the world, here in the studio. And I can't stop looking at it. I think it's making me a little bit crazy. What's going on with that weird screamer? Besides the blood red sky, what else in the painting The Scream could that dude be screaming about? Those dogs over there are freaking me out! Is this railing I'm standing next to really sturdy? I'm allergic to all this grass! Or bats! Bats! So many bats! The screaming figure in The Scream is standing on a bridge or maybe a walkway next to some kind of railing. Yeah, I've got to replace this print with something less disturbing. I think I might have a framed picture somewhere of me and my cat's trip to the Grand Canyon. Oh yes, here it is. Still a surprising amount of screaming in this.
Follow me down to the sea.
Say hello to... Adios, Strawberry Fields. Which of these could not be a foreign language translation of the Beatles song, Hello, Goodbye? Ciao, ciao, aloha, aloha, konnichiwa, konnichiwa, or salut, salut? Want to see the answer? Ciao, aloha, and salut can all be used to say either hello or goodbye, but the Japanese word konnichiwa is only used as a greeting. But instead of saying goodbye, the Japanese just throw a smoke bomb and disappear before the air clears. Or maybe that's just the ninjas. CIAO, get it? That means you're gonna be getting this alien life form from the CIA outlet store. Make sure to keep them away from bright lights, human environments, and Dan Aykroyd. His wrong answer of the game comes with a bundle of cash worth $8,000. Congratulations. Open wide for Reading Rainbow. Hosting solo can be a lot of work. That's why every once in a while I like to call my good buddy Billy O'Brien to help take some of the pressure off me.
Trasher, you datey, this Jot is a piece of cake.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
So I see you've brought your word-a-day calendar with you today, Billy.
Yes, today's word is prolific.
You mean prolific?
That's what I said, prolific. So tell me this. Considering how many books he wrote, which of these authors was the most prolific? Archer Lee, Truman Capote, Isaac Asimov, or Ernest Hemingway?
I know for whom the dumbbell tolls. Allow me.
I Isaac Asimov wrote nearly 500 books in his lifetime, making him the most prolific of these authors by far.
So, Billy, learned any other interesting words from your word-a-day calendar?
Yes, anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I'm not going to even try to piece that one together. I call this one, I want to breathe like Mike. What might Michael Air Jordan be called if his nickname were changed to reflect the composition of dry air on Earth? Michael Mostly Carbon Dioxide Jordan? Michael Mostly Oxygen Jordan? Michael Mostly Nitrogen Jordan? Or Michael Mostly Water Vapor Jordan? The air is made up of about 78% nitrogen. The rest is oxygen, argon, and trace amounts of Scottie Pippen. Welcome to the attack. When you see... I'm sorry, was I talking too much? Fine, here's your clue. Fight me. What's bit them? Good luck. There you have it! I got bitten by a snake once. Nothing bad happened afterwards, so I don't think it was poisonous. Although, when I said once, I mean about 2 minutes ago, and also, I don't remember my left hand being twice the size of my right hand. Also, everything's getting really, yeah, I think that was bad chili I ate this morning. Whoa!
Are you moving? Do you need some strong guys to help you move? Are you emotionally cold or in need of a psychological breakthrough? Then call 3 strong guys, emotional movers.
Could you be careful with the bookcase? It's an antique.
No problem. Hey, are you okay?
I just got promoted, and all my dad said was, guess you're not so dumb after all.
Sometimes older men have a hard time expressing emotion, and they hide the love behind sarcasm and humor. Trust me, he's proud. Maybe you should give him a call.
I don't know.
I've already got him on the phone.
Son, is that you?
I love you, Dad.
I love you, son.
So give us a call and let us help you move. Also, it's okay to forgive yourself.
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I don't think my attempt to clone a dinosaur turned out right. I see you're all alone. Try not to be frightened. And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Underwear Innovations, Inc. In your pants since 1922.
Try to choose the wrong answer, brought to you by our sponsor to get prizes and cash. And so it begins.
Ready, time for question.
Kicking things off, Baywatch. Based on what he's most famous for, which of these explorers could be described as Bay Curious? Hernando de Soto, Vasco de Balboa, Sir Edmund Hillary, or Henry Hudson? Hernando de No. Ready for this? Henry Hudson, for whom Hudson Bay is named, extensively explored the giant body of water. But who hasn't explored a major body of water a few times in college?
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
This one's called Where the Booze Cruise Ends, and it's time to board the Dis or Dat. I'm gonna read off 7 items, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's an event on Kid Rock's Chillin' the Most cruise, or a poem by renowned poet Shel Silverstein. If it's on the Kid Rock cruise, press the square button. If it's a poem by Shel Silverstein, press the circle button. We good? Here we go. Hug of War, Speedo Contest, Redneck Prom, The Smoke Off, Crowded Tub, Beers and Bingo, Trying on Clothes. That Shel Silver stunk. I was thinking about going on the Kid Rock cruise, but I already used up my vacation days going ziplining with Hoobastank.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Take a good look at constipated words. Suppose Reader's Digest editorial guidelines were similar to a reader's digestive system. Which of these phrases in the magazine would have the correct colon placement? Small intestine, cecum, rectum, colon, anus. Small intestine, cecum, colon, rectum, anus. Small intestine, colon, cecum, rectum, anus. Or small intestine, cecum, rectum, anus, colon. Time's a-wasting! Digested food moves through the small intestine, then the large intestine, which is comprised of the cecum, then the colon, then the rectum, and then the anus. So there would be a colon in between the cecum and the rectum. Unless you had a very small meal, then you would only need a semicolon. Heyo! Why not try? What happens in Vegas is historically inaccurate. So, there's a hotel and casino in Las Vegas called Excalibur. It got me thinking, why did they name it after King Arthur's sword when they could have named it after King Arthur's castle, Camelot? Would that have made just too much sense? If Las Vegas's Excalibur were more accurate to the story of King Arthur's Excalibur, the hotel would be shaped like a sword, not a castle, and probably built where? In the waters of the Bellagio fountain, on top of the Luxor Pyramid, hanging in the sky above the stratosphere, or next to the replica Eiffel Tower? No. Correct answer, show yourself. Excalibur was kept underwater by the Lady of the Lake until she gave it to King Arthur. So under the Bellagio fountain would be the most logical place for the Vegas Excalibur. And to keep things accurate to the legend of King Arthur, everyone at this Excalibur would be treated like a king. There would be fine drinks and foods, and then you'd be murdered by your illegitimate son, mothered by your half-sister. Welcome to Vegas! Coming up next, Petty Please? Because it never made the Billboard Hot 100 list, which Tom Petty song is the pettiest? Free Fallin', American Girl, Runnin' Down a Dream, or Mary Jane's Last Dance? Ooh, say it with me now, your score is yes, lowering. Why didn't you pick this? Mary Jane's Last Dance, Runnin' Down a Dream, and Free Fallin' all made it into the Billboard's Top 40. But Petty's classic American Girl never even made it to the Hot 100. Speaking of Top 100, Tom Petty is in my Hot 100 list of prettiest blondes, right below Gwyneth Paltrow and right above Miss Piggy. That's the end of a thrilling first round. And you haven't screwed up entirely just yet. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. And remember, the wrong answer of the game is still out there waiting for you. Well, no time like the present. Take a stab at the California Pizza Kitchen. Ah, this pizza smells great. And let me tell you, I'm pretty picky about my pizza. I'll only eat it if it's authentically Italian. That's why I always order toppings that represent the colors of the Italian flag. So, can you guess what toppings I ordered on my authentic Italian flag pizza? Green peppers, marshmallows, and cherries, corn niblets, black licorice, and orange slices, cherries, marshmallows, and blueberries, or just cherries. The Italian flag is green, white, and red, so I ordered my pizza with green peppers, marshmallows, and cherries to give it that authentic Italian look and taste. Oh yeah, that's authentic. Okay. Yeah, this is good and authentic. Oh no.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
It's time for the Westminster Snob Show. Suppose the American Kennel Club decides to hire a bouncer to keep out all the non-AKC recognized dog breeds. What instructions might the manager give the bouncer on his first day? No matter what you do, don't let any boxers in. No, honestly. Boxers, St. Bernards, and Boston Terriers are all officially recognized breeds of the American Kennel Club, but American Bulldogs are not, so the bouncer would have to turn them away. But only after they made a big show out of staring at their ID for 20 minutes. You shouldn't have let this one in. But that's okay, because soon you'll be letting the breeze in with this pair of air-conditioned underwear from Underwear Innovations, Inc. Remember, swamps are for alligators, not for asses. This wrong answer of the game is worth $8,000 for you. Nice job.
Follow me down to the sea.
How about MVP your pants? Which of these MVPs would have had to travel the farthest if he flew from his team's home city to Disney World? The Packers' Aaron Rodgers, the Giants' Eli Manning, the Cowboys' Troy Aikman, or the Ravens' Ray Lewis? Green Bay, Wisconsin is approximately 1,170 miles by air from Orlando, Florida, making it the farthest distance traveled for any of these players. Or to put it in football terms, Rodgers would have to gain 2,059,200 yards through the air. Here we have May Miracle Grow Up So Fast. Which of these dolls would be most closely related to a Cabbage Patch Kid? A cornfield kid, a broccoli garden kid, a beach farm kid, or a lettuce field kid? Let us reflect on how wrong this is. Smart people choose this. Broccoli is in the same family as cabbage, along with cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. But whenever the Cabbage Patch Kids throw a family reunion, the Brussels Sprout Kids' invitations always conveniently get lost in the mail. And on its way, Beasts of the Southern Worldwide.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And if you get this right, there will be an extra $1,000 coming your way. Put these mythological creatures in order of their rumored homes from north to south. Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, the Chupacabra. Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Chupacabra, Chupacabra, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Chupacabra, Loch Ness Monster, or Chupacabra, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. Watch the clock! Loch Ness is in Scotland. Bigfoot famously hails from the northwestern United States, which is further south than Scotland. And the Chupacabra hails from sunny Puerto Rico. That'll net you an extra $1,000. But if all this monster talk has you scared, don't worry. These creatures don't exist. My evil leprechaun friend told me. Isn't that right, Terrence? Ah, he's cute. Brace yourself for the attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press the X button. 2,000 big ones if you're right. 2,000 gone if you're wrong. And don't... Oh, you know all about the attack. Lovely. Here's your clue. Greed expectations. Who's the greedy character? Good luck. That's the game! To all you greedy people out there, I would just like to say that money can't make you happy. Revenge makes you happy. Sure, money helps. But if you have to spend more than $7 on a revenge plot, you're overthinking it. You don't know Jack!
Do you owe the IRS money in back taxes? $10,000, $20,000, $100,000? We can help. The law offices of Wilson, Hanson, Young & Associates can help you get out from under tax debt by faking your own death. It's true. For just a small fee, our lawyers will help you fake your death, easing your tax burden. Exploding motorcycle, alligator attack, saving the world from an asteroid. We promise your fake death will not only be convincing, it will be cool. No lame deaths guaranteed. As an added bonus, we also provide a DVD of your funeral. See who comes, see who cries, see who suspects. And if anyone suspects, we'll take care of them. Call the law offices of Wilson, Hanson, Young & Associates to help you fake your death. And remember, we don't get paid until people are fully convinced you're dead. We also specialize in DUIs and wrongful paternity suits. Come on down to Barbecue Street all week for some great deals on food and fixins'. Mondays, it's 25%